Welcome to Joy News today. My name is Daniel Daze. Coming up in this bulletin, students of the Takoradi Technical University greeted with strike by TUTAG and TUSAG. We will bring you the situation in the school. Social commentator and editor-in-chief of the Insights newspaper, Chrissy Pratt, questions the Electoral Commission's reasoning behind the compilation of a new electoral roll. Outpour of thanksgiving and praises to God as the staff of Multimedia Group begin series of events to mark 25 years of broadcasting excellence. We have details, plus we hear from the CEO of the company at the annual Prayer and Thanksgiving Fest 2020. In business, state-owned aluminium smelting company Aluex petitions Ghana International Trade Commission to impose counter tariffs on cheaper imports that enter the local market. Stay with us for details. Great to have you with us. In our first story, social commentator and editor-in-chief of the Insights newspaper, Chrissy Pratt, has questioned government's reasoning behind moves to compile a new electoral roll. Speaking at a forum organized by the Inter-Party Resistance Against a New Voter Register, Mr. Pratt argued that if the decision to procure a new voters register is not a prudent one, in the face of the numerous problems the country is still struggling to deal with, particularly because it lacks adequate funds to solve them.
Which is credible. Why spend close to 1 billion Ghana cedis on producing another register when you have all of these problems on your head? It simply doesn't make sense. It doesn't fall into the category of common sense. It falls into the category of no sense. There are many things which should also worry us, and they should worry us very, very deeply. Indeed, if the Electoral Commission had decided that it needed to compile a new voters register, why did we spend so much money on the reopening of the register before coming to do a new register? Because if we wanted to do a new register, we could have done a new register which would have captured all those who were not on the register already. But we did open the register, brought in people onto the register, and now we say we are going to throw it away and do another one. I mean, incredible. Really incredible. But you see, in this country, many incredible things happen. I mean, only a couple of weeks ago, all of us heard that we're going to introduce new denominations of our currency. And everybody was wondering why? Why new denominations? Have some people made so much money that it doesn't fit into their pockets, that they want to create new denominations which will be easier for them to carry and so on. But the point is that a few weeks after that, we are now announcing that we are not even going to use the cedi anymore. That we are going to use something called Yoko, Echo, or whatever it is. So, comrades, if you are going to use Echo, Yoko, or whatever code, what is the sense in printing more currency when you are going to throw it away? It is that same logic, that same sense, which is feeding into this nonsensical agitation for a new voters register. The technical people have spoken. I do not pretend to be a technical person. But you see, You have less than 10 months to an election. A lot of people think that we are going to have the elections in December and therefore they think we have 12 months. We don't. The elections will take place on the 7th of December. So you don't have the whole of December. January is virtually gone and so on. So practically you have 10 months to an election.
Mr. Pratt charged the citizenry to use everything at their disposal to resist any attempt to compile a new register, describing it as a waste of state resources.
We've done small things, and the authorities have continued to act with impunity. Today, let us all say in one loud voice that that era is over. Let us all make a loud statement that from today, no infraction will be tolerated. Let us make it clear that the people of this country insist on the right things being done, and the right things will be done, or God knows. Comrades, a demonstration has been announced for Tamale on Saturday. This will be the first mass manifestation of protest against the attempt to introduce a new register. And it is our duty as citizens who love our country, irrespective of our political party colors and so on, to fully participate in that demonstration to send a signal that we are not asleep, we are awake, and we are on the side of common sense. A few more demonstrations will be organized across the country. Let us all, in our numbers, participate in those manifestations. But demonstrations are not enough. We should use every and any means at our disposal to get public officials to do what the people of Ghana want. That is what is called accountability. That is what is called accountability. Accountability is for our public officials appointed and elected to do what we want. And if they don't do what we want, to punish them so severely that nobody will ever think of repeating their arrogance. That is accountability.
Away from that story, a prime suspect in a shooting incident at a hotel in Kumasi that led to the death of a restaurant operator is expected to make his maiden appearance in court today. Edwin Ewuku, aged 42, said to be the driver of the Bank of Ghana, will appear before the Asokwa District Court for the first time since his arrest on January 1, 2020. The suspect is said to have shot Comfort Osuefrie, 46, and now deceased at a close range in the chest a few hours after the two checked into the Cedar Crescent Hotel at Denyame on New Year's Day. Wife of Ewuku, Belinda Ewuku, is a subject of police investigations after she collaborated with the husband to cover up the crime. Ohiming Teria of our security desk is on that beat and joins us on the phone from the court with more. Ohiming, has Mr. Ewuku showed up at court?
Yes, Daniel, I have been told he is already at the court premises, but the court proceedings or hearing is yet to start. But I can also confirm that relatives for the late Comfort Osuefrie, also known as Mamiya, led by the mom, are also here to monitor proceedings in court. A while ago, the mother told me she wants to meet this suspect in question and thank him for the grief and sorrow that he has brought onto her family. She says Mamiya, who until her death was a breadwinner for the family, his death has brought a lot of difficulty and challenging moments for the family. So very soon, the court proceedings will kick off here at the Africa District Court, Daniel.
Ohiming, is there anyone there who identifies with Mr. Uku, a family member, a friend, anyone to support him?
I have seen a couple of people around. Earlier on, I tried to do a recce to see if I'll be able to identify some relatives of the suspect, Mr. Edwin Uku, but unfortunately, that has not been successful. But I'm sure after the court hearing, we will be able to, for instance, if he has a lawyer, to speak to the lawyer and also identify some family members and speak to. But I must say, it's just it looks like an ordinary day at the court where few people are here, because I'm told that many people are not aware of this court hearing today.
Thank you very much, Ohiming Teria, for that update. We'll bring you more on that in later bulletins. Now, students of the Takoradi Technical University resumed on Monday, January 6, after a brief Christmas break, expecting to start their end-of-semester examinations. But that is not happening due to the industrial action by TUTAG and TUSAG. A visit to the campus on Thursday showed most of the students idling about, whilst others took advantage of the situation to download movies using the school's Wi-Fi. The various lecture halls were placed under lock and key. Correspondent Natalia Kwanza has the rest of the story.
We are here at the Takoradi Technical University main campus. We have two campuses here, the BU campus, which is for the business school, and this is where the main campus is. Teachers are on strike. We are here to speak to the president of the SRC to find out how students who have come to school are coping with the situation. We are here to find out if some lecturers have come back to the classroom and they are teaching. We are also here to find out if the administration is working at all. So Solomon is the SRC president here at the Takoradi Technical University.
Honestly, students, we are not happy with this particular strike. It took place last year, and this year, and due to that, it has affected the academic calendar. So we're planning to write our exams coming 20th of this month, January. But we don't have the faith, and we don't know what is happening. It's actually very painful. We are not happy. As a student leader, I wish that academic work is going on well so that we'll go through our exams and everybody will be happy. Yes. But here is it, they are staying back because they had a strike earlier on. So students have relaxed from reporting to school, and it's seriously affecting. So we are pleading with the president, His Excellency, because that is why in this country we have a deputy minister for TVET. TVET you cannot do without technical education. Technical education is very, very paramount of importance. It's very, very important, because if we can grow as a country, the mic we are using, the cameras, the phones, they are all done by the technical students. The buildings your radio station or your TV station are using is done by the technical students. So if we don't have the technical students in this country, virtually we don't have a country. We are not trying to undermine the public university. They also have their part to play. But if we can actually grow, we need a technical education. Do we have a second-tier university? Because if our lecturers are being treated as I'm not trying to take side, but we understand, we are listening to the issues. If our lecturers are being treated as a second-tier university lecturer, then indirectly the students in the technical universities are being treated as our second-tier university students. So we are pleading that they should try and sit together, they should meet each other halfway, so that they can settle their issues, pay their allowance, so that we can have smooth environment to learn. And now even third-year students who are supposed to go through their project work and other things, they cannot, because here is it, the lecturers are not there, who is going to supervise you? And this is going to affect the students who are supposed to complete earlier on. You know, if you are supposed to complete June, now it is going to affect you if the academic calendar is changed again. If you are supposed to finish earlier, so that burden will be taken away from your parents from paying school fees or taking care of you, now that burden is going to be shared, is going to prolong. And that way, in one way or the other, instead of also finish on time, to start life, to also contribute your quota to the national development, it's also going to be affected. So in general, it will affect you and you and your family and the nation as at large.
Your colleagues in Accra Technical University are threatening of a massive demonstration here in the Western region. What has anything of that sort come up?
Honestly, we are planning something. What is going to happen is that I also happen to be the chairman of all the technical with the SRC president. We have our team. I was discussing with them. We are planning that if we are going to do it and make it more effective, what we need to do is that all of us will plan a particular day where we are all going to move out and march and really show our displeasure. It's not going to be violent. It's going to be a peaceful demonstration. We don't want to do something on law, but we are going to demonstrate peaceful and let the government know that we are not happy for our lives being affected, because education is a right for every student. That he uses to drive. I don't know which kind of person plays with a key, but here we are in Ghana. We are just playing with our education just like that. Already the education system is not helping us. You complete school, you go to the market and you go to the job market and you can't fit in because all our education system is based on theory. We don't do much practicals and all those stuffs. And something that is not helping, we are just trying to manage. And look at what is happening. Nobody seems to care. The government doesn't want, I don't know what is even happening. Something that you said you converted it to university. If you are not ready to convert polytechnic to university, why do you have to do it? I don't know what the politicians are doing to us.
Away from the Western region, the new Upper West Regional Hospital has finally been opened to the public. Several dates penciled for the opening of the 160-bed state-of-the-art hospital were missed in the past. The opening of the hospital is expected to lessen the burden of patients traveling from the region to either Tamale or Kumasi for quality medical health care. JoyNews' Upper West Regional correspondent was at the opening ceremony and reports.
Construction of the $53 million turnkey project began in 2010 by Eurojet the Invest and was expected to be completed in 2014 but delayed owing to some constructional and administrative challenges. The 160-bed hospital was however completed in August 2019 and commissioned by President Akufo-Addo at a colorful ceremony in Wa. Almost 3 months after the commissioning, the facility had not treated its first patient and was always under lock and key. The situation got tanks wagon and civil society groups and politicians joined in the wagon, asking questions why the facility is not operational despite the pomp and pageantry that characterized the commissioning. Deputy Minister for Health, Alexander Aban, explained why the delay in operating the facility.
It was not just to commission and leave it, but that there was the need to go through proper processes so that in putting it to use, nobody would be found wanting and asking where we have to get one switch or the other. All those protocols have been done. All the regulatory permissions have been sought and received.
A short inaugural ceremony was therefore held today for the official opening of the hospital for clinical and non-clinical services. Acting Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kuma Abuaji, warned that they will not countenance any form of indiscipline from staff working at the facility.
Ghana Health Service will not countenance any acts of conduct that are inimical to the realization of its mandate, and I have therefore charged the regional director and the hospital management to put in place premium on discipline and professional conduct by dealing decisively with cases of poor attitude or any staff in this facility.
Dr. Patrick laid bare the services that will be rendered by the hospital.
We have specialist services like ENT, looking at the ear, nose, and throat. Those who look at the eye care, we have an ophthalmologist here. The dental care, taking care of the dentist. Urologists, the kidneys, and many other issues. Orthopedic surgery, which we fortunately have one in the region. Not many orthopedic surgeons are in this country. Neurology, we yet to get one. Someone to provide, cardiologists to provide service for those who have heart conditions, and dermatology for those who have skin conditions that needed care.
Dr. Hafiz bin Sali is of the opinion that With the opening of the hospital, healthcare delivery in the region will not be same.
It is our expectation that henceforth most of our health challenges will be addressed here. We don't expect that with the coming into being of this facility, we will still have to refer our patients to either Tamale or Kumasi.
200 Kere health personnel have been posted to the facility with renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. Robert Amesier as the acting medical director. Reporting for JoyNews, Rafik Salam. Wow.
Now, the Revenue Protection Division of the Electricity Company of Ghana has shut down operations of a private radio station in Dambai in the Oti region over illegal connection. A team from the division during an inspection routine discovered a direct power connection from an ECG pole to an uncompleted two-story building which houses the studio of Kano FM. Further investigations revealed that no application for power supply to the said building had been tendered to ECG. The Volta Regional ECG Public Relations Officer Benjamin Obing Entry, in an interview with JoyNews, indicated power was curtailed to the building and owners of the radio station surcharged 38,000 for power theft.
A company which had not applied for new service connection was having supply. So they entered the studios and realized that indeed, though it's a building under construction, it is being used as a radio station, whereby they were using to do test transmission as well. So we realized that they had a set of radio transmitters as well as 7 air conditioners, security lights, lighting system, even refrigerators and other equipment. So all these equipment were operating directly from our ECG pole. It was not metered, so they were consuming power for free. And no one consumes power for free in the country. So our team quickly curtailed supply to them. They shut down the place. They have been surcharged an amount of 38,000 Ghana cedis, and we are expecting them to visit the ECG office in Ho to make payment. And we also intend to report the case to the police, that this is the action that we've taken. So in case they fail to pay, when we proceed to court, the police are aware of what they have done. If we're unable to deliver on our call mandate, we look bad in the eyes of the public. However, illegal connections deprive us of the needed revenue. So we humbly appeal to the public that if they see something, they should say something. Also, we humbly appeal to those who have been engaged in illegal activities to refrain from this activity, because it is an illegal act and it prevents the company from getting much revenue to undertake various developmental projects. We want the public to also know that there is a reward for informants. If you report anybody to the ECG that your neighbor or someone is engaged in illegal activity, there is a reward for you. There is a 6% commission incentive for all informants, and we hope the public will take advantage of this to help us fight against illegal connections. We have set up a special task force which are going around visiting the premises of customers, both high consuming customers as well as domestic customers, to monitor their meters.
Now, with grateful hearts and one voice, the staff of Multimedia Group Limited, led by CEO Chrissy Pratt, have been appreciating the goodness of the Lord throughout the 25 years of the media group's existence. It's been over 2 decades of impacting society, causing change and leading the media landscape. Staff, alumni, pioneers, clients and business partners have been sharing in a major milestone chalked by the company. Here's CEO Chrissy Pratt.
Thank you, Father. Finally, I want to thank our Heavenly Father for an opportunity to render our gratitude to Him. Some people didn't get an opportunity to go back, or they had the opportunity and they didn't go back. We were there 10 and only 1 went back. And what did Jesus say to him? That you have made, where were the 9? May it not be our story that God will ask, where were the 9? We shall not be among the 9. ingratitude dishonors God. I believe even it's a dishonest man. When somebody does something to you, you feel led, most times compelled to say thank you. But we want to do this from the bottom of our hearts on a continual basis. That if I don't leave you any legacy, that the legacy of gratitude. That's why we do this at the beginning of every year. Because he has said, he has given us a word that he's going to do what? What did he say he's going to do? He's going to do a new thing. Have we not heard? He's going to do a new thing. For the next 25 years, he's going to do even more than you even think of. And that's a legacy that you are also going to leave for the next generation, as Reverend said. So let's continue to, that it's our hearts that we render gratitude to God. Render gratitude to our fellow. We learn to say thank you. And that our prayer will be that, Father, from today, your praise shall continually be on our lips. And we shall tell the whole world what you have done is marvelous in our eyes. Somebody say marvelous. Somebody say marvelous.
Marvelous.
Say, somebody says marvelous.
Marvelous.
What God has done is marvelous in our eyes. In Jesus' name, we have worshipped. And somebody make a joyful noise. Thank you.
A General Overseer of the Victory Bible Church, Bishop N.A. Takia Boy, in a sermon entreated all to continuously give gratitude.
Heartache or difficulties, but rather that they have chosen to focus on the wonder and the miracle of blessing. When life gives you lemon, you can eat it and fry your face or turn it into lemonade and sell it. So what is your decision? For some people, Goliath is too big to hit. But when you are thankful, Goliath is too small to miss. Jesus collected their small lunch, gave thanks, and what happened? It multiplied. Thankfulness delivers you from a lot of diseases. Number 4, thankfulness is created by focus. What do you focus on? It says, when thou wast eating and art full, then thou shalt bless the Lord thy God for the good land which he has given thee. Beware that thou forget not. Forgetfulness is a disease. That is why we have some of our elderly people, they are suffering from dementia. But some people suffer from selective dementia. It means they choose to forget when you have helped them, when you have held their hand before. And so don't be what? Don't ever suffer from amnesia. That is why Jesus gave us communion. He said, do this in remembrance of me. In life, somebody brought you into this world. That is why, with all the cacophony of noises about these prophets, it's become worrying for the church. Nevertheless, I want to say that don't let anybody prophesy to you that your mother is a witch, because she could have chopped you before you arrived here. And if I've arrived here, so be ungrateful. Some people, they say, my father is a drunkard. Thank God he's a drunkard, but he still brought you. What about if he had not brought you? You wouldn't have the opportunity to be part of this life. So thankfulness is created by focus. Don't focus on negative things. Focus on things that are good, things that are lovely, things that are pure. Even stop focusing about your disease. Let me tell you a story. Please give me the indication. Don't look at how huge I am. Just tell me so I can close you. Now, there were 2 men in hospital. One was blind, and they brought another man. And the one that they brought was not blind. But they didn't tell him that the one who is lying by the window is blind. So every day in the morning, the one who is blind would describe and tell him, oh, there is flowers on the outside there. I see young children, they are marching. And sometimes we even turn what is seen there into a song. But this man could not move. So he was always desiring that one day he'll be there. With time, they discharged this man who was blind. And this man said, push me to the window. When he went to the window, he asked the nurses, I don't see all the things that the man was describing. No flowers, no music, nothing. So what was he seeing? They said, number one, he was blind. Number two, all that he was describing to you was what was in him, not.
And we are indeed grateful to God and to you for staying with us for the past 25 years. Coming up in business, state-owned aluminum smelting company Aluex petitions Ghana International Trade Commission to impose counter tariffs on cheaper imports that enter the local market. Emmanuel Abwajiriafi has more.